And we're live. Tuning in now to Thrive Abundantly TV. Do 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 do. I need like a theme music, y'all. Can somebody like help me with that? Like literally, like when this like blows up, I need like the whole like what would be my theme music? But anyway, it's Friday. I'm excited. But before I get all excited and going, let Facebook do its thing. And load up. All right, so I'm gonna just make sure. But before I get all excited, make sure everything is loaded up. That is actually live, and I can see the comments. So we will begin shortly. Can I bring my water? I'll be right back. All right. So we're gonna. I know Facebook is revving up my audience, but if you're tuned in, for some reason I can't even see the chat or anything. Oh, there it is. But if you're tuned in, definitely tune in the city and state where you're tuning in from. I want to know where you're at. And one thing you're grateful for. Let's do something a little different for Friday. So type the city and state where you're tuning in from and one thing you're grateful for. Columbus, Ohio in the house. Hey, Keith. What's one thing you're grateful for? If you're tuning in, type your city and state where you're tuning in from. I want to know where you at, and one thing you're grateful for. I'll go first for today. Of course, I'm in New York, and the one thing I'm grateful for is vision. Not just eyesight, vision as far as having one, being able to stick to a vision of like, it's kind of like a related of purpose. If you ever get a chance, Dr. Miles Monroe, if you go on YouTube, just type Dr. Monroe vision. He has an amazing sermon about it. Like, it's so good. So I'm thankful for vision. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Definitely go ahead and type in your city and state where you're tuning in from. My hair is so frizzy. I took yours, Keith. Gotcha. You gotta be quicker than that. So tell me another one. What's one other thing you're grateful for? And if you're just grateful for whatever, being alive, whatever, and you're shy, you don't want to type in the chat, go ahead and give some hearts, some likes. Also, too, this is going to be some really great content and some information. So go ahead and share this with others. I got something amazingly free for you guys today to tune in that's going to help off of what we particularly talked about. And we'll start in 1 second. So just give me 1 second. All right, we're going to make sure I have. So the things that we particularly talked about this week was, you said, grateful for my family and God gifts for being fearless. Woo! Yes, I love that. That is amazing. Isn't that beautiful? Being fearless, like, that is just, amen, Keith. Happy Friday to you, brother. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so this week we've been hitting deep. We've been going into a lot of things for Let's Talk Money this week. Last week, as I said, was talking about struggles common struggles as an entrepreneur. This week we've been talking about money. I've covered so far, so this is part 5. I've covered so far about understanding and knowing the difference of linear and residual income. As an entrepreneur, you should know this. If you don't, go back to part 1 on my page as well on YouTube. If you just type LC Thriver, it'll come up. And or even if you just put ThriveAbundantly TV, it should pop up. But so we talked about the difference of linear and residual income. What types of residual income was part 2. Part 3 is when I went into money mindset and the money as far as like money mentals. And then I went on to talk about money blueprint. So that was a dig deep. I've even got some, emails for those who are on my email list, and I appreciate you guys' feedback. I've received some amazing, definitely testimonials, or where this might have triggered in some areas where, certain things that happened in our life that was detrimental in childhood is affecting you today. It's leaving the way. So, I gave the gist of that. I gave three levels of influence. There's 3. One is modeling. No, first one is verbal programming. Second one is modeling. And the third one is a specific incident. These things are helping. These things are influence on layers of how it's given to you, on how you act, how your mindset is, how you're whatever. Thank you. You're on my mailing list. You said my mailing list is awesome. Definitely. If you guys, I should see if I can get the link. I'll get the link. For those who want to tune into my mailing list, or just inbox me, because I want to leave this chat empty for the links, because I'm going to share a free gift with you guys. So I don't want to confuse the two, but if you really want to be on my mailing list or anything like that, and also what I'll share with you will give you, an option where you can get into my mailing list if you choose to. I drop a lot of gems and knowledge, things to, make you go, So with that being said, let me start how this goes. For those who do and do not know me, my name is Lauren LC Thriver. I am the thriving entrepreneur, and I'm here to make you go, and gut check you into your business. I am the founder and CEO of ThriveAbundantly, and this is where I help women and entrepreneurs. We have men who are on as well, but I help women entrepreneurs to be able to excel and take leaping bounds in their business, to also, be able to create a stream of income that they can do from home, to be able to without sacrificing time with their family, and to avoid burnout. I was one of those entrepreneurs gotten out there. I've been on this journey. I started my first journey about 12 years ago, and I've been consistent nonstop for 6 years, full-time entrepreneur running 2 businesses. And I guess it's safe to say, I know a thing or two about entrepreneurship and how to be able to sustain and maintain. Now, everybody's life is different. I have these conversations when I'm coaching with my clients, but I'm here to help you to excel. And ThriveAbundantly TV, as I said, is an amazing show where you can tune in and get a lot of great feedback content. This is a place to come and chat. We need these kind of supports. I wish I had something like this, and other amazing platforms that are out there for entrepreneurs. When I started, I'm sure my journey would have been a lot. When I started 12 years ago, I might have not left. I started entrepreneur and then got back and just quit on it because I didn't really see the vision of it. So that's why today I'm thankful for vision. So today, what I want to kind of cover, and I did want to just make sure I highlight on a couple concepts really quick, just so we are all on one accord. So yesterday I talked about the positive and negative impacts that you've may had as far as money blueprint, what positive and what negative influences that you particularly had. And if that's something that you're a little unfamiliar with or you question, definitely go back and tune in. But I definitely gave some like I said, I'm not pessimistic. I'm not about digging and making you cry and find things that went wrong or whatever the case may be without giving you some form of a solution, something that you could be able to take on with you to make some changes. I'm all about growth, and that's what we should all be about. So if that's something that is not where you are, or you're a little scared, or you're not ready to take that leap, you still at a space where you're just not ready to grow. And I'm not here to judge anyone. I've been at that place where sometimes I just wasn't ready to let go of the old me. That's all that is. And if you're not, this is not the channel and the space for you right now, but definitely come back when you're ready. So I gave, I think it was 1, 2, 6. I gave 6 steps of what you could do to be able to unlock and release your money blueprint. So, the one was for you to, this is going to help with the goal settings, but the one was definitely determine what you financially want. The second one is to make a declaration, so once you establish as far as what you want, you make your goals, you check yourself. Okay. Check yourself. I'm not going to say fool. I just said it. But check yourself, you get what I'm saying? Because you want to check your attitude towards these goals. If you're just writing it down because it sounds good and Lauren's saying it or whatever, and I want to be a part and all that, it's not going to, if it's something that you're not going to look at again, you kind of don't believe it. When the steam is gone and no one's there and it's just you and your notebook of these goals, what does that say? What kind of attitudes are you having towards that? Especially what I'm saying when it comes to money goals. There's a lot of things that, I was one of them guys, like as many people who I know who are like excellent achievers, like they go after their goals, they crush them, they have an amazing mindset and things like that. But when it comes to money, because they didn't dig up those old things, those negative impacts and influences that it had on them, or it was definitely a blind spot where they didn't see, they were pretty much like a horse. So they're built like a stallion going for their, their goals and stuff like that. But they have a tendency to have like this cap, or they're not getting the income potential that they earn. I know many, many entrepreneurs out there where they're doing great. They have stuff and, they can hustle their behinds off. Like I said, I used to particularly be one. Hustle behinds off and sell, but they just not, seeing that growth of the income that they want. They're not getting that freedom, that breakthrough. And a lot of it is because you didn't dig deep enough and find out what your money blueprint is. So, these are the steps that I want to give you guys. Like I said, go back, and if this is something where you really need to dig in, go back and look at the video so you can kind of, get a better understanding. And then I gave these, these steps that you can do to start breaking the change. Just because once you identify and see the problem, it doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it or you're just doomed and stuck, because this happened since I was. You always have the power within. There was an amazing quote I read today. Let me not mess it up, but it was about in order to be, you have to know who you, no, wait, in order, I wrote it down. I really don't want to forget this. Hold on. I didn't jump in and out of the camera so many times today, but I really wanted to share this. I had, I do like morning success rituals, and I'll talk about that on the chat, but I wrote this down, and it was in the Master Key System, which is really good, but it says, we must be before we can do, and we can do only to the extent which we are, and what we are depends upon what we think. I'll read it again. We must be before we can do, and we can do only to the extent which we are, and what we are depends on what we think. So this goes as far as in anything in life, but the topic that I particularly talked about when it comes to money blueprint and, being able to leave yourself to have an opening of that, financial success of what you want to create. So with that being said, you have to determine who you are. What do you want to be? You have to be before you even have the things that you want. Okay. So this is why, like I said, we dig deep. We acknowledge what we are, our money blueprint, what things particularly come from. And then we determine what we financially want, have the belief in that. That's making sense. Give me some hearts and thumbs up and let me know, because this was the breakthrough for me. This is where I became to the point where I started to become unstoppable. Am I acting like I'm perfect at everything? Do I still have areas where I can continue to work on? We all do, of course, but a lot of people always tell me like, dang, you're a go-getter. How do you do? Like, this is how I'm giving you guys content information where I'm telling you guys spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and 12 years worth. Okay, this is what Thrive Abundantly TV is about. And this is what I specifically work with hands on with my clients. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's you got to get there. So once you make that declaration and find out what you want, you have the attitude towards it as far as believing it. You make a declaration, you implement habits to promote success. You have a role model support group or anything. You definitely educate and read. And then the last one is to remain aware and avoid any situation that's going to be detriment to these goals. I'm not going to go, I went further detail into that, like I said, on the video yesterday, and I also broke it down in my email list to my subscribers today, and really kind of digged in. There's special conversations that I have that I don't have anywhere else as far as with my emailers. So, I mean, with my subscribers. So that's particularly what I wanted to discuss. So today, I wanted to recap. So a lot of the stuff, like I said, I shared yesterday is I'm getting, as you guys see, so I'm getting all this information from T Harv Eker, that's Eker, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. This book changed the game. This is Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. This is where the money blueprint came from. Okay, so if you don't get this book, and then another book I definitely recommend is the classic Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. They have different ones. All of them are really good. They have the original Think and Grow Rich. They got Think and Grow Rich, the Black choice for Black people, as well as far as with exceeding and excelling. They have, I think there's oh God, there's so many versions. I even saw one that was more catered and dedicated to women. If I'm not, don't quote me, but I've seen so many remixes and spins off of it, even from ebook versions. So Think and Grow Rich, whether you get the classic, listen to the audio on YouTube, that's another great one. And this right here, because this is what I was referring to and talking about all week. So what I wanted to go into is money motivation. So we cap up the week with money motivation. So, once we digged in, we went through this week. And like I said, if you are tuning in, you want to go back and dig into the things that I talked about this week. But if you are, if you discovered, what your money blueprint is, and you see that you're ready, you have all what it takes to go forward. Now it's time to see what your money motivator are. If you're stuck in the middle, now, like I said, once you make your declarations, do your goals, now is to see what motivates you financially on a money motivator. And then the last one is, if you really just don't have the belief in this or anything, you do need to do a lot of work within, as far as figuring this out. Where did it come from? And really ask yourself if it's something that you want. I'm not saying if you feel like, you have this belief or whatever when it comes to money, and things like that, that's something that you got to particularly work on if you want to, because guess what? Yes, people may see and feel money is dirty and all these things or whatever, but we got to pay our bills, okay? Money is asked for in church for tithe. So if it was that evil, why is it being asked in church? We have to maintain and survive. There's no way we can. And let me tell you, inflation's going to increase, taxes are going to increase, things are going to go up. You have to start putting yourself in a space where you're going to need and earn more money. Okay. So if you want to not be stuck and literally homeless or whatever the case may be, and you want to expand yourself, we got to dig deep on these things. So I highly, highly recommend that you go back and kind of tune into the videos that I've shared over the week. Once you have established that, you establish what your money blueprint is. Now it's time to ask what your money motivators are. So one of the things you ask, what motivates you about money? And if it don't, then that's when you go back to the money blueprint. The last thing is, when you have the lack of, I wrote my notes kind of crazy. When you have the lack of, does it motivate you or discourage you? So if you don't have no money, you don't have, your business is just stuck. You're not you're not getting anywhere. It's just there. Does that motivate you to go harder, or does it just it discourages you and just feel like you can't go and move? Okay. If you do, definitely, if you just feel like you're stuck and you need some help with that, email me. My email is Thrive with LC. That's THRIVA, not a E. It's Thrive with an E. That my name's Thrive. Sorry. So it's Thrive with LC. I'll make sure I put it in the chat, but it's Thrive with LC. For some reason, I can't get up here. Or you can inbox me on Facebook. But some people are so, they don't really do that. But it's in the chat. But it's Thrive with LC at Gmail. If you feel like you need to kind of get more discussions, you're stuck. But yes, ask yourself this question: when you have the lack of, does it motivate you or discourage you? Do you use it as an excuse? That is very important. The last thing, as far as there, is to pay attention on, if you are money motivated, now it's time to align what you have, to as a whatever that it is to make money. So, if it's a hustle, a side hustle, you're running around, money motivates you or whatever. Now it's time to create forms of leverage. So that's more that I can discuss about how to create leverage. But I did go back. If you go back to part 1 and 2 of this week's chat, I talked about when I talked about linear income and residual income, I went over that. And then as far as part 2, I believe it was part 2, where I gave residual income examples and what you particularly do. So, where you can be able to create residual income. So I'm going to wrap this chat up, but I am not going without sharing my free gift, as I said. So for those who are still not sure, trying to figure out what the money, as far as what their money blueprint, where they want to go or whatever, I have a free gift where you can find out your money blueprint. I have a money blueprint quiz where you can, get more information and really dig into what your money blueprint is. So it's a 11 question quiz that you can go into and get more information. I'm going to share the link in the chat. So if you want to know your money blueprint and get the free quiz, the link, if you go, I made a bit.ly link for, but it's bit.ly / I'm also typing in the chat, money mind quiz. So it's a free money blueprint quiz that I gave for you guys, where you can go on, find out what your money blueprint is, find out some particular objectives of where you are and what you need to work on. So I'm excited to share that with you. I want to leave you off with an amazing Friday with that. And like I said, if there's anything that you need particular help with, you kind of want it, you don't know, you've been stuck or whatever the case may be. As I said, this book, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, is an amazing book. Also, I recommend Think and Grow Rich. Or like I said, my email is in the chat. You can definitely email me or send me a message, especially, if you're an entrepreneur and you're just stuck in your business. And I asked, when you're looking to find out what your money motivators are, ask yourself that question. When you have the lack of and your business is not going and you have the lack of money, does it motivate you or discourage you? Or do you use it as an excuse? Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm excited. The weekend is here. I love you all for tuning in. Tune in back Monday next week at 12:30 p.m. And don't forget to take the money blueprint, the free money blueprint quiz. The chat is the link is in the link. Like I said, I made a bit.ly link for it. So it's bit.ly / at Money Mind Quiz. So definitely look in the chat and let me know if you need anything. I hope you have an amazing Friday. definitely go back and tune into whatever that you may have missed this week if it's something that you need to work on. But that quiz is going to help you because I gave very specific pointers of where you should look at and work on with that. So I hope this was helpful. I want you guys to all win and thrive. I'm Lauren LC Thriver signing out. Have a good one. And don't forget to share this chat if this is something that you feel as though is helpful for others. I would love it. I've been getting amazing feedback, so I'm very appreciative of you all. And you have a good Friday. See y'all later. Alligator.